So this is Dr. Kelly Halderman. Kelly was in Florida for a while with her practice. She's since moved, I think, back to her home state. But this is an interview I did with Kelly. Again, it's about 5 minutes long. This is the last video interview we have. And you'll find this really interesting because this is an N.M.D's take on the whole hydrogen water thing. So let me play this for you. Kelly Halderman on hydrogen. I'm joined with Dr. Kelly Halderman, family practice internship at University of Minnesota. And you're currently in practice, Kelly, with your husband at Halderman Wellness, yes?
That is correct.
It's lovely to see you. I know you live down there in Florida now, and you're probably suffering from the heat right at this moment, yes?
Well, when we were suffering from the cold for so long, it's not so bad. We're tolerating the heat at this point.
Yeah, I can imagine that we don't get much of it here in Ireland either. So, Kelly, let me ask you. Obviously, we're talking about hydrogen in water, and we've been talking about different water machines and so on. But is it really worth investing in one of these machines, in your opinion? What does hydrogen do in our body that is so important?
Sure. Well, first off, hydrogen is actually supposed to be naturally produced by our gut flora. So we were designed divinely to have our own hydrogen producing system. Hydrogen is extremely important in almost all of our biological functions. And so what the problem is our gut function has really gone downhill. With the advent of a lot of different chemicals and things in our world, our gut's taking the hit. And so really, my family and I definitely, we drink copious amounts of hydrogen. And people ask us, well, why? Well, even though I wouldn't say that we have any all-out SIBO or gut dysfunction or leaky gut anymore, we do a really good job of helping to feed our bodies with really good food. I would say that we're using the hydrogen because hydrogen is a selective antioxidant, and it affects so much of our system, and it has a widespread effect that we're using it because simply it has long-reaching effects. There's clinical studies that have actually shown that it has an effect that's positive, and it's safe. I can't emphasize enough how important it is that this product, this hydrogen gas, is so safe. I mean, in medicine, the first rule is do no harm. And we see a lot of antioxidants that even our patients are taking, that the body is in a state of homeostasis. And sometimes we think that we need to take a lot of, let's say, turmeric because it is antioxidant effects. And we take so much of it that actually it might cause some imbalance in the body. We need what's called a redox balance. There needs to be oxidation. There needs to be some free radicals. Free radicals are generated just by breathing and eating and increased when we're exercising. So we need those. We don't want to counterbalance or I would say negate all the effects of free radicals because some are good. And that's where hydrogen water comes in and is a superstar, because it does it in a hormetic effect. It doesn't upset the body's balance.
Okay, interesting, because I hadn't really thought about people taking this. I thought about people taking it to combat disease and to combat various issues, but I hadn't really thought about people taking it just to maintain health and not get sick in the first place. So that's an interesting sort of angle on it.
Right. Studies have shown that if you pre-treat in animal models, if you pre-treat them with hydrogen, that when they're exposed to a toxicant such as mercury, that they will be protected from that exposure. So, I mean, there's clinical trials, there's scientific studies that shows in various human disease models that it definitely will help arthritis, Parkinson's, but the protective effects have an added benefit to the hydrogen water.
Okay, and you mentioned things like Parkinson's, which obviously is a major disease. My mom actually passed away from Parkinson's. But are there, I take it there are a lot of what we would call common ailments that this will really help with as well.
Absolutely. So everything from, our clinical trials that we have going on, there's about 30 to 40 of them. There have been about 40, and of interest is arthritis. The studies on rheumatoid arthritis are astounding. And so if you take those studies that are double-blind, placebo-controlled, randomized, the creme de la creme of medicine, And you look at the effects in vivo in a patient, and then you look at the anecdotes in people with just common arthritis. It's completely incredible about what this molecule with the hydrogen gas is able to do, not just for, let's say, it's not just going to treat or help, I would say, the arthritis. It's head to toe. This is the smallest molecule on earth, is hydrogen, and it's able to diffuse everywhere. So you're getting so much bang for your buck with this stuff.
That's really, really interesting. And just to emphasize to people what you said, there's no dangers associated with that are known.
No, not that we know of, not in the clinical studies. And there's over 1,000, if you go in PubMed, there's over 1,000 studies. No, the safety has been established.
Okay, great. One last question, because I just wanted to talk to a doctor to see, as you know, in the health world now, there are so many fads, there are so many people who are pushing new things to the fore simply because basically they want people to invest their money in them. Hydrogen water is absolutely not one of those, in your opinion.
Absolutely not. And that's what I gravitated toward with the hydrogen water, is that I'm first a skeptic, and then I will dig into the literature, or dig into the research. And as I started learning about it, again, that selectivity of it being a selective antioxidant, it speaks for itself. It's not something that, again, there's that hormesis for, if you take too many antioxidants, that's not going to be good for you. So I agree with you on that point, Trevor.
Fantastic. Kelly, thank you for joining us. That's really, really useful to people. I appreciate it.